So Liberty has a gearing system where you have to actually progress and get the new tier 3 gear. But gearing tier 3 is pretty expensive in this game. It costs a lot of Lucent and it's pretty hard to do. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you guys can level up your tier 3 in the most efficient and the cheapest way so you guys can save time and save Lucent. This is basically the method a lot of players use, including me. So let's just jump into it. So gearing tier 3, once you have your tier 2 gear, I'm guessing most of you guys do through Hyper Boost or by playing from before, you want to start working on your tier 3 gear. Right here, I am on my main character, and I'm going to be showing you guys how I am obtaining a tier 3 gear and how I'm going to gear it up. So we're going to be starting up with an item that you guys want. Once you have an item, either through dropping or by buying a lithograph. Let's say you're interested in a band or in a fallen chess piece or whatever, you can buy it straight up with the lithograph. And once you have the lithograph, you can go to the craftsman. We'll just spawn him right here, and you can go and craft whatever you want. So I have these legs that I'm going to craft eventually, but you can use the lithograph that you buy from the auction house to craft the piece of tier 3 that you eventually want. So that's a really nice way to do it. Now when you have the piece, and in this example, we're going to be using a ring, which is this ring, my Band of Brutal Agony. Now, when you look at this ring, you will see that this ring is level 0. And the goal is, of course, to get it to level 12. And how we're going to do this is, first of all, the main thing you want to do is you want to level it up first. You don't want to level it up all the way to 12, but you want to get it as close as 12 as possible. For that, you need noble growth stones. Now you can get growth stones in 4 different ways. The 2 easiest ways is always you go in the shop and you go to the Ornate coin shop and then you buy out right here. It should be the main thing that you do before you start upgrading. And the second thing that you guys can do to get the upgrade done is you go to this dude and you buy out it with resistant metals. So if you go to this guy, he should be able to give you these for resistant metals. Now, if you cannot buy out from this guy and you already done that, the other way to get it is through events and such, or by crafting it. So you go to miscellaneous, and right here you can craft the growth stones. So these are the ways that you will actually be getting them, but this costs noble polish crystals, which you need to do contracts for, and magic powder. Once you have the growth stones, the first thing you want to do is, before you level up any traits or anything on it, is you want to make sure that this one gets leveled up. How many levels though? So we're going to be leveling up. There's a certain level you want to stop at. Depending on your luck, this will go faster. We use less stones, but you want to stop at 10. Level 10 here, but not 10. This is not enough because we need to get it to 70% more. And I'm going to explain to you guys why in a second. But for that, I need basically to craft more of these stones. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go here, we'll craft 10 more. And then we'll go back to the band right here. Unlucky, we got to get it all the way. So depending on your luck, you can get it super fast or it's going to take a while. And I'm going to be explaining to you guys the reason for doing this way in a second. We just got to make sure that we get there so you get to see it visually. And this is the cheaper way to do it. Because on the last level, the whole idea behind this process is when you transfer your piece into it later, it's going to be much cheaper for you. We need 3 more. Hopefully this will push it high enough. So this is, again, depends really hard on your luck. We need 3. This is where a lot of people lose a lot of their solvent and a lot of their materials. Unlucky again, so we need 11 more. So you see how much I'm wasting right now, because each level, you have to make sure here, each level that you do costs you guys more and more growth stones. So on level 1, you only need 1 growth stone to level it to 2, or like per level. But once you get to level 10, it requires 10 stones to get it each level, and the percentage goes lower too. So the whole idea behind this is we had a 676. I don't think it's enough, but we can try out this method. So 76%, we need 11. And then when you hit 11, you need 12 of them each level, and you have to get super lucky. So it require you almost like hundreds of growth stones just for 1 level, which is insane. So once you have it, you want to go to the transfer system. You want to take out your tier 2 gear that is fully leveled up. and you want to transfer it into this. Now, when I do this, you can see here, if I transfer this, I get 121% blessing, which will leave this, unfortunately, at 97%, which is not enough. So what we need to do is we want to avoid this. We want to make sure that when we transfer into this, this will automatically go to 12, because that's the way we will save the most money and items. So the whole idea here is you go here, and I need to get another 11 because I got super unlucky, and I'm starting to run out of growth stones and stuff, which is not good. Of course, I was about to not have my streamer luck when I actually needed it. Wait, I have none of these anymore? That's pretty bad. I should have these. That should let me craft. I can craft. There we go. And now we should have enough. How many are we missing? We are missing... one more. We want to make sure we don't craft an extra. We don't want to waste. You know, so we need only one more. So we craft one more. That's it. And this will 100% give me above. And when that is done, that will give me 96. We got unlucky, but it doesn't matter, because now when we feed this item into it, we will get this to level 12 automatically. So we'll skip another full round of this with level 12 growth stones. So it'll be 12 growth stones, 12 growth stones, 12 growth stones, depending on your luck. So we skip the whole thing by just getting it as deep as possible. You can do this from level 12 into a level 0, but it will only take you to +6, and it will use way more growth stones. So when you do this, not only are we getting it level 12, we also get these blessings. I'm going to explain you how the blessings works. So now I have this ring at level 12, which is really nice, because once you have it at level 12, you can wear it, and not only that, you can sync it. So what I will do now is I will take this ring that I have, that we just got. Let's see here, +12. And then we put in the sync slot. When in the sync slot, we can take other tier 3 rings. Let me see. Do I have extra tier? Like I said, Da Vinci Signet is level 0, but I can just sync it and it will be level 12. So now I can wear 2 level 12 tier 3 rings in my character. So it's a really nice thing to do. So if I get another set or another ring, I can just sync it once you have it tier 3 level 12. But now, how to save the most Lucent. This is the way you do it. When you go and you start trading the item, you will have these blessings, right? So these blessings... right here, these blessings right here, we will see we have 13,000 blessing. So the first thing you guys want to do before you use any of this blessing is you want to go to the auction house and you want to look at the traits that I have. I have 3 traits. I have skill damage boost, buff duration, and max health. So we're going to go in the auction house and we're going to look how expensive are the skill damage boost rings. Okay, they're 280 Lucent. How expensive are the buff duration? Tier 3s. Let's see. 280, same price. And how expensive are the max health? They should be the cheapest. 100. We don't care about the max health. What we care about is the buff duration and the skill damage boost. So we will go to the skill damage boost, and then we'll do the same thing, but this time, because they were same price for buff duration and skill damage boost, we will check the tier 2 ones. How expensive are they? They're 100 Lucent. And then we'll check the buff duration. How expensive are the buff duration ones? 103. So about the same. So it doesn't really matter what I do, but to make it a little bit simple for you guys, we're gonna use buff duration, so I can explain to you guys how it works. Now, if you use an epic tier 3, you will insta level it up. But since I have blessings, I can level it with a tier 2. So what I will do is I will either drop it or I will buy it myself. I'll buy a tier 2, which is gonna save me 200 Lucent here. Then I will go to the trade. I will go to my ring right here, and then it's a tier 2 ring extract, and then we'll use the blessing. And that will guarantee me a level up on this, because 90% gives me the blessing, and then I will save the Lucent. So I will do this, and then I will do the exact same thing. I can do it for skill damage boost too, but I'm going to wait. I mean, I do have these, so we're going to use these instead, so we don't have to pay 100 Lucent. So with the skill damage, if you already have them or you drop them, it's a good time. I will use it again, and it will give me another level. So if you do this, you could get 3 levels for free. So you want to do always the most expenses. This will be a 95% chance, 5% chance to fail. If you want to be 100%, you can feed it a tier 1 ring trait, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to hope and get lucky. We should get lucky. It's 95%. So this should give me 60. There we go. And now we have used up our blessings. You will see we have no more blessings anymore. Now, a play that some people do is to try to save some Lucent, they will go and use the cheap trait, which is the max health here. We'll do a tier 3 first. We'll see. So this will be 100% level up, right? With the max health, which will give me a max health guaranteed. But if I feed a tier 2, you can see at the price, it's 65. So it's still a lot. So we don't want to do it. But this will actually give me a 50% chance to get a success or get more blessings. So the best way what you could do is 80 blessings. These, if they're 10 Lucent, they will be worth using for blessing stacks. But as rings, it's really hard. Other gear pieces way cheaper, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to try a blessing stack. But if some certain traits are expensive, you want to make sure that you are blessing stacking. So here now we're just going to go straight up, and we're just going to level it up. And that is basically the way that you do it. So now, unfortunately, we need 2 buff duration and 2 max health. Let's move this up so you guys can see a little bit better. 2 buff duration and 2 max health. So we're just going to buy straight up instead of blessing stacking, because we can get lucky with blessing stacking if we if we use the max health, which is cheaper, the blessing stack. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to end up being cheaper, because you kind of have to have a little bit of RNG in there, right? So we're just going to go straight up and just buy out the buff duration like this, which was 2. It's kind of expensive. Again, I could have saved some Lucent on this, but I just want to finish it so I can show you guys the finished product. It was 2 buff duration, and then it's 2 max health. And then that should give my ring, should be finished right here. So I saved a bunch of Lucent on just skill damage boost, right? Because I was able to do it 3 times. I ended up saving like 1,000, over 1,000 Lucent I saved by doing that, which is pretty nice. So now we can just level them up. What I would advise people that cannot afford buying it is just wait, and you would drop like a bunch of these rings if you do open in the World Abyss farm with skill damage boost and stuff. That way you don't have to waste Lucent. So now it's maxed out, and then we go for the resonance. I always go for the chance resonance because I don't have many trace unlock stones, because I will be happy with max health. I would be happy with collision chance, maybe weaken chance too. So I'm gonna go for the chance and hope to get something. Okay, that was unlucky. So we go to the swap. Chance again, maybe. Okay, collision chance. We got what I wanted. The perfect. We only use a 6 instead of 20. That's pretty good. So now our ring is done on this character. Now I can equip it. And now I can do the same thing either with my next. Wait, and of course, I almost forgot. You have to trade it. It's like we trade it so we get all the CP. So now you can do the same thing. You can sync it, or you can transfer an old ring, a tier 2 ring, and do the exact process. This process is much cheaper if you're doing certain items such as if you do certain items such as gear pieces, they're usually cheaper. Rings are actually one of the most expensive one, or accessories in general. This will be a much cheaper process if you use like certain other things. So that's basically how the process is. We'll just put in some runes real quick. Boom, boom, and put just to show you guys. So now we have the tier 3 ring is done. When you unlock traits on your ring, let's say I want to do the same thing on my Da Vinci ring, right? Because I just fed it in my sync system. I just have a level 12 Da Vinci signet. So what I can do is I would go to Da Vinci signet. And then, in my opinion, if the traits are cheap, I would use the traits to unlock it. But if they're expensive, I mean, I talk about over 500 Lucent or 400 or 500 Lucent, I would use extract stones. So that's why extract stones are so important. So here, they're not that expensive. So here, I would use actually Da Vinci extracts to unlock the trait on the ring. So on this ring, if I want a trait unlock, I won't use unlock stones. I will buy it because it's cheaper. But for heroics, you kind of need to use unlock stones because they're super expensive. But that is the simplest way. I know it gets a little bit confusing sometimes, but that's the cheapest way to do it. Just make sure that you level up your item that you want to upgrade to at least level 12 and 70% estimate. So you can get it to level 12 and then you use the blessing to level up the most expensive blessing first, or traits first, and then you level up the rest, either through drops or by using the auction house. But that is it. If you have any questions on how to do it, let me know in the comments below. With the system, the really nice thing is if you do it on weapons, if you do it on a tier 3 weapon, you can sync it, and you get a free tier 3 weapon. If you do it on a ring, you can sync it and get a free tier 3 ring. So you can get 4 pieces pretty fast by using the sync, which is really nice. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know. Check out this video right here. Tune into the stream, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.